Hello and welcome to today's video. As you can see by the board, it won't be a long one. As Europe and North America have only played against each other twice at MSI in best of fives, 2019 finals and last season during the first round of the knockout stage and the double elim bracket. So in 2019, Team Liquid and G2 would face off. G2 would win the finals 3-0, last game being an 18-minute beatdown. Mickey X had a 36 kill participation would not be impressive. KDA only dying one time. Yankos in the jungle, 77% of the team's kill participation, very involved. Caps, 28% of the team's damage and 5 solo kills in that series, matching up into Jensen. Perks, 1,493 gold lead on average between the three games. Doublelift only had one kill in that entire series as G2 obviously smoked them. Wonder playing, crazy fun picks, Swain, Pike, and Nico in that series. That was the G2 team that you could argue was the closest, well, some people do say it was the closest team ever to a Golden Road. Winning both domestic titles, winning MSI, and then coming extremely close at Worlds. It's interesting because there's only been two matchups in best of fives across 10 years and 10 seasons of competition, because oftentimes I feel like if North America were able to get to the top four at MSI historically, it was like third and fourth were Europe and in North America in whatever order, and then they played into Korea and China, and then they were knocked out, so they never played each other in a best of five. Honestly, that's what happened in 2019, except they didn't lose to Korea and China in the Bo5, which is crazy. 2024, Team Liquid Fnatic, TL would win 3-1. Core JJ, 12.5 KDA. Umpty, 78% of the team's damage. Eon, 78% of the team's damage would be crazy. 78% kill participation. Eon, 33% of the team's damage. So, one-sided affair for Team Liquid in that one. We see G2 into FlyQuest this series tomorrow. I expect... Well, we're choosing to do NA versus Europe over Korea versus China because we all know there are plenty of matchups to go over between Korea and China over the history of MSI, in addition to the fact that I can put that one off and still have an opportunity to do it. This may be the only time North America and Europe are going to play against each other at this tournament, G2 versus FlyQuest. So that is a thing. So that's why I'm doing it now. So G2, Fly and CFO have been going back and forth as the best minor region team between the LCP, LTA, and LEC. Pretty much all season. Koi were up there for a little while, but for the most part, it's been those two, CFO and Fly. So flying to G2. G2 have gotten better in spring. G2 obviously with more experienced solo laners internationally. BB surpassing Bwipo probably by this point in terms of games played. Caps, of course, an MSI champion. Into Quad, definitely favoring him in that matchup in terms of experience. G2 took a game against Gen G, which was a surprise as Chovy was literally falling asleep in his chair. And FlyQuest taking a game against Anyone's Legend, I did expect that. That's the only series so far I've gotten right in terms of series score, which is crazy. I figured I'd get one of these other ones, but that's the only one I've gotten perfect score so far. So this matchup, Bwipo and a Broken Blade. The thing is with Fly is Fearless helps them because they play a lot of different things. They have some familiarity with that discomfort in terms of, hey, we're going to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. G2 historically has been that team, but the last year or so, it hasn't been as extreme. There are some pocket picks we only really see G2 play. We think of the Warwick being a common pick for them still, Mundo being flexed, and many others. There is still that aspect to G2 that could come out. And maybe they are saving something, and that certainly wouldn't surprise me if that would be the case. Fly at this point, they could be saving something or not. They're still going to play random ass crap and see what happens. They have the widest champion pool out of the West in 4 roles, every role but mid, and then you're required to ban Quad's Cassiopeia, or you give it to him. It's a 5-game series. If you give him Kaz in game 1, you don't have to ban it the rest of the series. You save yourself a ban. Maybe you win the game anyways. Is Kaz really that strong that you have to worry about Quad playing it? That is a thing. Gen G, Anyone's Legend, of course, that matchup, just going to talk about a bit. That's obviously could be a finals preview depending on who loses and how things go. Both teams coming in pretty flat, dropping a game. So we'll see, how they do in their second series after playing so flat. I feel like a lot of people said a lot about Gen G losing a game to G2, but it's been pretty quiet by comparison with anyone's Legend and Fly. I don't know why that would be the case. I feel like if you talk about one, you probably would talk about the other, but it hasn't been quite as prevalent. So all time between North America, Europe, 1-1. Europe has a 4-3 game score advantage in those two series. Just very, very short history between these two regions at MSI. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.